I hate Kotaku. I think they are a terrible website. I think that they put ideology over gaming. I think that gaming is less important to them than their talking points and then their ideological religion. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. However, I do have to give them credit on this article. I think that it was interesting, and shout out to Ethan Gack. I think that this was interesting, and I think it makes some good points. And so I got to give credit where credit is due, even if it's begrudgingly. Well done, Kotaku, on this credit, or Ethan Gack. It's more of an opinion piece. It's not really news, and I think it's interesting, and I think it brings up a point, and it stunned me because I was like, oh, I had never really given this much consideration. I've been taking it for granted for a while, but it actually is a huge deal, and that is the Play Anywhere feature on Xbox. Play Anywhere is a feature that allows you, no matter where you purchase the game, whether it's on Xbox or PC, any Xbox titles or Microsoft first-party titles, you can play on either Xbox or a PC. And this is a huge deal. It's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, and so I was surprised to see Kotaku talking about it, and Kotaku talking about it in reference to Starfield. So, again, credit to Ethan Gack. Shout out to him. Let's go through this article. I just like to go through it. We'll read it together and then just respond to some of the points they make in here and kind of double line underscore them. Starfield will support one of Xbox's low-key best features, and that is Play Anywhere. With Play Anywhere, console and PC owners only have to buy sci-fi RPG once. First of all, I can't say enough how much I love being cross-play, cross-platform, cross-account. I think cross-account is golden. That's essentially what this is. So if you buy Starfield on the Xbox, you can play it on the PC because there are, for instance, Diablo does not have this. I would love it if Diablo had this because then I don't have to purchase two copies. They have cross-account, so I can pick up where I left off, but I still have to buy two copies. Hopefully under the Xbox acquisition here, that changes going forward and it's a Play Anywhere feature. But I do enjoy playing. I'm using Diablo as the example here. I love playing Diablo on a couch. I actually think the ARPG genre, top-down Diablo dungeon crawler style, fits one of the few games that I think fits a controller better than a mouse and keyboard. It's just perfect. And it's fun to play. It's relaxing to play on a couch, be able to lean back with my mount, with my pad, my game pad, my controller, and play that game and enjoy it. But then doing stuff, for instance, like managing your clan and being able to type out messages and stuff like that, way better on a PC. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Oh, why don't you just connect your keyboard to your Xbox? Because I don't want to. That's why. I don't want to. I want to be able to go to my desktop, fire up Diablo, and just go to town with a mouse and keyboard when I feel like it. Maybe I got 10 minutes in between work and I'm sitting at my desk and I just want to do a quick run. Why can't I do that? I can do that. The answer is I can't do it, but I've got to buy two separate games. Kind of sucks. Actually, it does suck. Man, I've not done it. Not with Diablo. Now, my brother has, but he's a crazy SOB. So, that's not for me. So, something like this Play Anywhere feature, it's just one of those quality of life features, those benefits that brings that added extra value to the Xbox ecosystem. And indeed, I think I'm going to start changing and say the Game Pass ecosystem because that's ultimately what it is. This article starts, Starfield is the latest Xbox Series X and S exclusive to support Xbox Play Anywhere, the feature that lets players buy the game once and then access it on both console and PC. No, it doesn't count for Steam versions of the game, but in a world where the biggest console blockbusters are increasingly getting ported to PC, Starfield is a reminder of why the feature can be so useful. Well said. Well said. Because having that variety, having that option, I've talked about this in episodes before or videos before. Yesterday we had a reliability. Microsoft launched the reliability, the repairability. Microsoft is launching their repairability initiative where you can change out and swap out, repair your controllers by yourself if you so choose. That just gives me freedom. That gives me options. All freedom is options. Give me more options, you give me more freedom. Cue the Braveheart references right now. And so that's why this feature is so useful. Xbox Play Anywhere was a major talking point for Microsoft toward the end of the Xbox One era. Outclassed by the PlayStation 4 library, the tech company pivoted to other broader initiatives and aimed at alleviating some of the biggest headaches associated with console gaming, like crossplay and backwards compatibility. Now, that's a really good point. Outclassed by the PlayStation 4, Microsoft changed its strategy a little bit, and they started focusing on these quality of life features. Do you think that we would have Game Pass or cloud gaming or Play Anywhere if Xbox did not get absolutely crushed by PlayStation? That's a good question. I don't know that we would. Because let's say it's neck and neck. If it's neck and neck, you're not looking at completely restructuring your business model. You're not looking at hitting the reset button on everything if it's neck and neck. What you're looking at is, okay, we just need this next exclusive. We just need to get this deal with Square Enix for this one game, or Call of Duty for this one game for exclusive drops on the Xbox, and that's going to be the difference, and we're going to win. But when you get absolutely crushed by PlayStation during the Xbox One era, it forces you to take a step back. Now, no doubt, it was still successful overall, but it was no contest. Gaming as a whole was successful, including Xbox was wildly successful overall. But in comparison to the PlayStation, it got absolutely annihilated. And I think that forces you to take a step back, sit down, and say to yourself, why do I suck? How do we get back on board? Are they too far ahead in this race for us to catch up? If so, what can we do different? What has changed in the technology spectrum sphere that can enable us to do something different? What is the pain points of gamers that we can address, and how do we address it effectively? And I think that that's what Microsoft did. And so we get stuff like Play Anywhere. Continuing on here. Most recently, Play Anywhere has kind of faded into the background, not just because Microsoft abandoned it, but because there just haven't been that many big games, new games to showcase it. Oh, not because Microsoft abandoned it. They didn't abandon it. It's just, he's not wrong. A Starfield would highlight it. Again, a Diablo would highlight it. Partially because I'm just loving that game at the moment. Starfield, if it lives up to the hype, will probably be the best evidence yet of why it matters. While tons of people will play the open world RPG on console, mod support, higher performance, and other perks will make it one of the biggest PC releases of the year. Take me for example. What's his name again? Eric Geck? Is this Eric? I like saying his last name. Geck. Ethan. It's Ethan. So take me for example, says Ethan. Built in 2016, my modest gaming PC is on its last legs. I'll probably build a new one sometime next year. It will be nice, having already bought Starfield on the Xbox, to not have to purchase it again to take advantage of all the bells and whistles on PC with save data also transferring over. Amen, Ethan. Amen. The console and PC gaming ecosystems used to be more isolated from one another. But the lines have blurred more in recent years as both Microsoft and Sony have put their games on Steam. Regular ports of the biggest PlayStation exclusives have been great to see, but it also means double dipping for fans who already played on console. Thanks to Microsoft's self-operated storefront, Xbox players are in a different boat. Play Anywhere was easy to overlook, but if Starfield and Forza Motorsport later this year really are the first in a steady stream of new Xbox exclusives, it could prove to be just as useful as Smart Delivery, another seemingly perfunctory perk that ended up being a big deal. Well said. I think this article is spot on. And again, what piqued my interest here in this article is I haven't thought about Play Anywhere at all. It's not been on my radar. It's not something that I've considered. Indeed, it's not something I think the general internet is discussing, and they should be. And that's why this caught my interest. And I think Ethan is 1,000% correct when he states, if there is a steady stream of big games coming out like Starfield, Forza is an example, Play Anywhere is going to be a big deal. Now, let me blow your mind for a minute. I'm going to take a sip of this bubbly as I prepare to blow your mind. Let's think about Call of Duty. Now put that on Play Anywhere on Xbox or PC. Wow. That's all I have to say about that. Again, Diablo, the biggest selling Diablo game in history. Wow. But Call of Duty, think about that. You're losing incentives, even though it's going to be available on other platforms like PlayStation. You're losing incentive to purchase them on any of those other platforms because you're getting a bigger value on PC, because you can then, and if you have an Xbox, then you can play on your Xbox and vice versa. That's just a convenience, man. That's just a convenience, bro. That is going to pay dividends as long as Xbox comes out with these huge games. Now, here's my worry. What if Starfield is not what we think it's going to be? I've been scared about that for a while. Then we saw the showcase, and the showcase honestly put that to rest for me. But nothing's 100%. Nothing is ever for sure. So let's just hope it is what we all expect it to be and what it looks like. So one of the good things that I like that we saw about Starfield that came up in the news recently is that it was actually Microsoft that encouraged Bethesda to delay the game. Love that. Yes, drop as best as condition as you can get. This is the marquee flagship game for Microsoft, for Xbox. It's the marquee flagship game because it can show off things like Play Anywhere. It will be a game that sells an ecosystem. If it's what we all think it will be. I would love to know what you guys think. Have any of you taken advantage of Play Anywhere? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think it's a big deal? I really appreciate, again, this article. I'm not a fan of Kotaku, but they got this one right. So give it up for them on this one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you like what I'm doing here. Xbox news all the time right here on this channel. I'm X1 the Gamer. We'll see you guys next time.